along the lines of Spencer, how big was it for him to willingly move inside for y'all? And then you mentioned the nuts aspect with him. Just how much fun of a guy is he to coach?
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Brings a lot of energy. He's one of those guys that is what college football is all about. The old, I don't know how he does it, but he does it. And you wish he was bigger, you wish he was faster, but you can't tell him that. Because I think in his eyes he thinks he's King Kong. So he's out there playing. He makes plays every week, and it's important to him. And I think the other players see that and see how important it is. His performance, how important his performance is, personally and for the team. And I think that's contagious.
How far has this offense progressed from Florida and then maybe even from LSU? Just being 9 games in, having played those tough games, even the losses, how much have they learned and come?
I think we're a different team than we were certainly week 1. 9-10 weeks later, we better be, particularly with a young quarterback. So, we certainly have more offense at our disposal now than we had against Florida, and there's just growth. Number one, and then number two, it's the comfort level of Johnny being able to handle it. Just because you put in a play, you better have some answers for it, and because these defenses in this league are pretty complex, and it's not necessarily what you can handle or what you think as a coach, but what your players can handle too. And so from in year 1. Week 9-10, where we are right now, I think we've progressed pretty well. And I think Cliff has done an excellent job of having a feel for what Johnny can handle comfortably, and has been conservative with that early in the year. And the growth of the amount of offense, I think, has been good. And Johnny has a better understanding now of what we do. Our offensive line, I think everybody's grown a little bit. Grown a lot since week 1.
You talked about how sort of good Alabama is in every aspect. What's the key to them going in and being able to beat them? What are the keys?
Do you want me to give you the game plan?
No. If you could.
No, that's all right. Well, no, it's just, they're a good football team, and you have. It's just like every week, as coaches, you sit down and you develop a game plan, and then you try to figure out what you can do to be successful, and how you can limit the damage from the other team. And we'll do that. We do that every week.
You guys have approached the weeks pretty consistently, but do you feel an extra hop in the step with some of the guys this week because of who you're playing?
I'll know more after practice tonight.
What about with you?
Just, I think it's important the way that we have progressed and the way that we have won or had the opportunity to win has been because of consistency. And so, one of the things you learn early as a coach is, what you want to avoid is the roller coaster. We talked about that early at Houston. We're up and down, and try to develop a team that is consistent in effort and consistent in their quality of play, and as a coaching staff, that comes from you, and what to expect out of coaches and from day to day. So for me, it's you get into a routine this time of year, and fortunately, that's been the case. That's one of the pluses of not having a bye week. That might be the only plus, is that you're done with a game. It's Sunday, the same thing Monday, Tuesday. It's been consistent, and that's just kind of where you are this time of year.
In your coaching career, when did you first become enamored or realize this type of offense could be really successful in college?
Mike Price gave me my first job as a graduate assistant at Washington State, and I was actually on defense. Bill Dova, who was a coach in college. He ended up being the head coach at Washington State after that, was the linebacker coach. And so I was working with defense. And then at the time they had a junior varsity football team, and it used to be common in college football. I'm sounding like I'm really, really old.
1950s here?
No, heck no, not the 50s. But we'd play the other junior colleges around, and so Mike called me in and said, you know, you're going to be the head coach of this junior varsity team. You get the other GAs and assistants, the other guys, and assemble that staff. And you don't have a budget or a schedule yet, so you need to get that figured out. But we need to play some games. And he said, what you need to do is you need to move the offense and it'll help him. And I said, well, why would I do that? He said, well, you need to move the offense and you need to learn what we're doing here. He said, because if you learn what we're doing here with this offense, a little bit different, you'll have a job the rest of your life somewhere. I said, that sounds pretty good to me.
Right.
So that's kind of how that happened.